Yo, it's your boy back at it again with another story out of St. Paul, Minnesota, where we got a guy named TeKeith Jones who murdered his girlfriend and her two children, claiming he murdered them to save the children from the mother. Now, according to eyewitness news out of St. Paul, a St. Paul man, they said St. Paul man faces multiple charges stemming from a triple homicide that happened in the East Side neighborhood. According to charges filed in Ramsey County, 26-year-old TeKeith Jones from St. Paul faces 3 counts of second-degree murder with intent not premeditated. If convicted of all 3 charges, Jones faces a maximum sentence of life in prison. I don't know why this wasn't premeditated if he said he murdered the children already. He stated he murdered the children to save them from her. But all right. A criminal complaint states around 3 p.m. on Saturday, January 30th, officers were sent to the lower apartment located on the 700 block of Jesse Street in St. Paul. A 911 caller stated that there were 3 people in the house and there was blood everywhere. Ladies, you women gotta stop messing around with these hood dudes, man. I'm telling you, I know it's a good time. I get it. I was on that side of the fence in my younger years, so I know the thing of how safe and secure women feel with a thug dude, how they feel thug dudes are alphas and all that. I get it. But you gotta understand, those are fun time people. Like, you don't take thugs home. Like, you don't let thug dudes meet your children. So it's cool if that's a cat you just want to have on the side and you smashing or whatever, and that's there for a good time. That's cool, but that thug dude come with a lot of stuff with him. He come with a whole lot of baggage. You don't know how many murders he got. You don't know how many attempted murders he got. You don't know if he's a pedophile. You don't know if he's a woman beater. You don't know if he's messing in some sex trafficking stuff. It's a lot of stuff and a lot of different dynamics you bring it in. You don't know what the men he bringing around, pedophiles and stuff like that. So it's a lot of things you're dealing with, and you're opening your children up to a lot of these things, man. When you bring these type of dudes around, like I said, when you catch them, you catch cats like that in the mid-30s, they usually calm down. But a hood dude in his 20s, I can promise you, ain't nothing good coming out of that. Nothing good coming out of that but baby mama drama and baby daddy drama. The first officer to arrive at the house struggled to enter as one victim, later identified as 14-year-old Portia Wallace, was lying in front of the door unconscious and not breathing. Another 2 victims were seen in the house face down. One victim later identified as her son, 11-year-old Jacoby Wallace, and the mother, 30-year-old Desandra D. Wallace. The 2 other victims' mother was also found unconscious and not breathing at the house, according to police. And see, that's what I'm saying. 30 years old, and you got 2 children, 14 and 11. You kind of have to I don't know what you want to do. What a 30-year-old woman is gaining from being with a 26-year-old dude. And that's what I'm saying. Women mature faster than men and all of that. But at a 30-year-old woman, mother of 2, 14 and 11, I mean, you got started at 16 and you had another one at 19. You got to leave that by 30. Fun time is over. Once you get them out of the house and send them to high school and all of that, send them to college, that's cool. Or even if they're not going to college, they just going to get a job and be productive citizens. He picking up a trade, she's starting her own business or whatever, that's fine. But as long as they're in school and underage, and you talking 26 years old, that girl just a few years away from being somebody he would possibly have sex with. So, you gotta be smarter than that, man. 30 years old, ain't nothing a 26-year-old bringing to you to the house at that point. I mean, yes, he could be bringing you money to help out. But how much of that street money you really want? So, you kind of getting the sex you need, somebody to love you and all of that, or give it to you the way you want it in the bedroom. But he's not a mentor to your children. So you have to ask yourself, besides sex and some financial gain, you're not even gaining and getting nothing out of this. An officer noted that her son had been shot twice in the back. Several shell casings were found on the floor, later accumulating to 14 total spent shell casings being recovered. Medics arrived and attempted medical assistance to both DeSandre and LaPortia, but both were pronounced dead at the scene. Her son, Jacoby, was asked by first responders who shot him, to which he replied, Keith, indicating that Keith was DeSandre's boyfriend. Jacoby was taken to the hospital where he had emergency surgery and later died at 6:18 p.m. DeSandre's cousin confirmed to police she had been dating a very short man named Keith who had tattoos all over his body. I don't know what was the need to kind of put him on blast like that, but whatever. Again, but a hood dude. And not to say you being tatted up all over your body is that, but like I said, at 26 years old, probably already had a record. Like I'm saying, I tell that to guys who I, give advice to when it comes to women. If she a hood chick or she get around, understand that's a party girl. It's not somebody you want to be having a child with. Even if you don't end up marrying her, there's still certain men and certain women you would look at and be like, okay, well, at least it's going to work out. That's a good role model for my child. Because you don't always probably do. It's very rare you're going to co-parent without issues. So, but you at least want to make sure you have somebody who's a good co-parent and a good role model for who you're choosing. The complaint states surveillance video from a neighbor's home showed a man wearing dark clothing peeking outside the apartment about half an hour before the victims' bodies were discovered. The man was seen going back inside before he ran out of the house toward a silver 2015 Jeep Compass that had damage to his right front passenger side bumper and headlight. However, the Jeep did not have license plates on it. So, see, that's what I'm saying. You have to get him with premeditated murder. You driving around with no plates on the car too. You already know what his intentions was, which he told you anyway. But later on the same day, a Minnesota State trooper saw the suspect's vehicle at Highway 61 and Burns Avenue. The trooper made contact with a slender black man who kept his head down most of the time. A man by the Jeep said he was out of gas, to which the trooper said he would return to help after he completed a call he was initially responding to. However, when the trooper returned, the man was gone and the Jeep's keys were left on the driver's seat. He already knew, I'm out, man. He thought that was his time then he was getting ready to get caught. Had him a lie together. But he knew then, when that state trooper left, I'm not getting ready to be around when he get back. The owner of the Jeep told police that a man she knew at Santana took her Jeep without her permission earlier in the day. She said she had dropped off Santana at two locations before, one in the same area, the 700 block of Jesse Street and the 2100 block of Wilson Avenue. Surveillance from the area, the 2100 block of Wilson Avenue, showed the man who left the address on Jesse Street in the Jeep was met by a woman who let him into the building at around 5:12. Officers were able to identify the man as Jones. Police also identified the woman who let Jones into the building. Who let Jones into the building and learned her apartment number. Officers later spoke with DeSandre's nephew who said Jones was his aunt's ex-boyfriend. So, see, she broke up with him, but like I said, you can't bring these type of cats in. These type of men, they don't, let me put you ladies up on game. You don't never invite these type of men to your crib. These motel type dudes, hotel type dudes, or you go to his crib type dudes. These type men never come home and know where you lay your head at. They never see your children. You don't even want to bring them into that world. The complaint states that the nephew last saw Jones in December when Jones broke in through a kitchen window. He allegedly swung DeSandre around and accused her of seeing other men, which probably was the case. She probably was done with him at that point, but like I said, you let him in, you let him see where you live at, and I mean, a weirdo like that broke in through a kitchen window. See, at that point, you have to know who you're dealing with and what you're dealing with, and the dangers you brought around your child at that point. After eventually calming down, Jones became upset again the next morning and shot his pistol at DeSandre. The nephew told police he thought Jones was trying to hit her, but he missed his shot. Well, we'll see if they got an order of protection now. Jones was noted to always carry a black semi-automatic handgun with an extended magazine. According to the nephew, he added that DeSandre started to see someone else on January 10th, which means she was seeing a dude in December. That's what it was. He called her cheating, creeping, and it is what it is. But there were no warning signs. They seemed both happy together. How could you say there were no warning signs when you forget it? See, this is the stuff I'm gonna tell you. People start trying to fluff up somebody's character, both people, to try and make it look like, oh, when you know dude was crazy, or when you know she was crazy, you always know when your partner crazy. You may want to ignore it, but there's always signs. They seem both happy together. He went to family outings with us, which makes it even worse that someone we welcomed into our family broke our family apart, said Moesha Whitehall, Wallace's cousin. After police obtained and executed a search warrant at a residence located on the 2100 block of Wilson, they arrested Jones on Sunday. Officers located the 9mm handgun with an extended magazine in the bedroom closet. And I can almost promise you, she knew he had a handgun with the magazine on it. But it's like I say, a lot of women get a thrill out of these type of guys till it goes left. And then they want to throw all men and lump all men into ain't nobody protecting us. You wouldn't need protection. You wasn't messing around with these type of dudes. See, a regular everyday guy, as they would call him, a squidge, I like to call him, somebody corny. He ain't got nothing to do with this world. He ain't even trying to be involved in this world. But you want him to come protect you and put his life on the line to come in this world to correct the bad decision making he made. So, that is what it is. Investigators then spoke with Jones, who said he had been in Minnesota for about 8 to 12 months. He added that his brother was killed a few months ago. And see, this is what I'm saying when these people be falling in love super quick and they we treat him like he was family and all that. You barely knew the guy, man. Man, when you're about 8 to 12 months, you didn't even get a chance for the mask to come off yet to even know if you knew a guy or not. He added that his brother was killed a few months ago, to which he said he was going through a life experience that he didn't understand. He said he felt like he was being set up for his brother's murder. When people asked if he had killed the 3 victims, he denied having any part of it. And he probably could have killed his brother, to be honest with you. Because when somebody start wilding out like this, talking about he killed the children to protect them from the mother and the life they have to live, upstairs, he not all that anymore. So when police asked if he had killed the 3 victims, he denied having any part of it. However, Jones said he tried to keep DeSandre from killing her own kids, further stating she was allegedly playing mind games and corrupting the kids. He would have to give an example of that, so I'm not even going to speculate on that. We're feeling anger, frustration, even blaming ourselves at some points that we could have protected them better, Whitehall says. Nothing you could have did. Like I said, these men and women have to start understanding, have to be careful with who you are laying down with, who you bring home. See, everybody you sleep with don't need to know where you lay your head at. When somebody know where you lay your head at, you need to be super comfortable with that person. When investigators asked Jones if he saved them by shooting them, Jones, while pointing upward, replied, "Hell yeah, I saved them. They can go up there and be holy." He got a religious and a moral compass now after committing murder. So, like I said, man, he was off. After initially stating he didn't kill anyone, Jones admitted to shooting and killing them, adding that he didn't know why he did, according to the complaint. Which just started just setting up for, insane. Probably pleading temporary insanity. Used the used the thought process of my brother was killed, the pressure, them accusing me of murdering my brother. I just snapped. So, but people like this, if I trusted the legal system, people like this, you just give them the death penalty instantly. Go on about your business. No need to waste the taxpayers' money, even housing them for the next 50 years of their life. Jones also has a prior aggravated robbery conviction from Texas. The Ramsey County Medical Examiner's Office conducted autopsies on the three victims. Desandra was shot twice, LaPortia was shot 10 times, and her son, Jacoby, was shot 5 times. All of the deaths was ruled as homicides. A GoFundMe has been created to help with family funeral expenses. The link can be found here. Ladies and gents, before I sign off for this video, because of the culture we live in, the environment we come from, it don't cost much to get life insurance, man. That's generational wealth. That's life changing money for your children. And even if they in the streets, you mothers, get life insurance on your sons. That's life changing money for you. Where if something happened to him, which is a great possibility it could if he's out there in the streets, that's money you can have where that money goes to getting you out of the situation that you're in financially. So, we too old and we got way too much going on out here, and not be walking around with life insurance. So, it's your boy, the Hood Nerd. Bring you another hood story. Well, bring you another story. My bad. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, even though it was a hood story, but y'all get what I'm saying. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm out.